Okay, let's talk about retargeting, or what some people call remarketing, and why you need to do this for your business. Now, I'm going to go through what this process is. It is basically putting more ads in front of people after they see one piece of your content, but I'm going to break all this down, and I think in an easy and fun way. And my 13, 12, and 11-year-olds saw this presentation and they totally got it, so I think you should be able to also. Let's get started. So this is your potential customer. She is out looking for whatever your product or service is. You can see her right here with her hand on her brow, looking out, trying to find a solution to what her problem is. And she's shopping online, right? And what does she find? She stumbles upon either a YouTube video you made, maybe your website on Google, maybe something that you posted on Facebook, or maybe a lead magnet, a piece of content that you put out there, and she stumbles upon that. But there's a problem. She doesn't know who in the world you are, and you're trying to sell her something. What do we always learn growing up? We learn stranger danger, right? Stay away from people you don't know, don't talk to them, and you don't know anything about them, so you don't trust them, right? A good friend of mine by the name of Ray Edwards had a really cool saying that I like. He says, prospects never read anything at first, believe anything at first, or buy anything at first. Now, obviously, if you're buying a $20 widget off of Amazon, that's a little bit different. But once you start to get up in the $40, $50, and $10,000 range, it takes more to sell something than just putting one video or one ad in front of people. Customer's looking for you. She sees your ad or some piece of your content, but she does not want to buy. She does not buy, right? And that makes you sad. You can see that from the frowny face right here. Well, what are we to do then? We've got our content, we've got our videos, we got whatever it is out there, and people did not purchase it. Well, what if you could magically reappear in their world, right? So you're telling me there's a chance. And this isn't all magic, and it isn't all unicorns. It's called retargeting. Now, some people call this remarketing also. So you'll hear these two terms kind of used either way, but it is the same general concept. So she does not buy, but there is a way that we can get back in front of her and reappear. And that is what essentially retargeting or remarketing is. And the different platforms that we can reappear on are things like, Google and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all these other places we can show up again. This is kind of like if you ever looked at something and all of a sudden you started seeing ads for it. That is what retargeting and remarketing is. So what are you doing when you're retargeting and remarketing? You are solving problems. You're giving help, and the most important thing that you're doing is you're becoming familiar and building trust. See, don't these two guys look like they're familiar with one another and building trust with this really cool high five? So this is the thing. Sometimes it takes 7 times before somebody actually takes an action and purchases a product. But oftentimes people are trying to sell to them. They think that if they see my video once, all of a sudden they're going to buy from me. So expecting them to buy on their first exposure to you is kind of like you proposing to somebody that you just met, right? They want to date a little bit. They want to learn a little bit about who you are. So if you will essentially date them, let them see a little bit about who you are, then you become the best choice, the expert, the person that they want to go to buy whatever the product or service is that you're offering. Again, what do people do with experts? They buy from them, right? They buy from people who know what they're talking about. Here, again, once they see the expert, they buy from the expert. So retargeting helps you to do a few different things. Number one, it helps you to become the expert, like I just mentioned. It helps you to make more sales. Helps you to stay in front of your audience. So many times I hear people say, how do I stay in front of my audience, my prospects? Well, retargeting is the way to do that, and helps you to become familiar, right? You want to become that go-to expert. First, they see a video and it's you talking about whatever, and let's say you're talking about selling a truck, and then the next video, they see you again, and they're like, oh, that's that guy who was talking about selling a truck. The next video, they see you, oh, it's Fred, who was talking about selling trucks. And then you become familiar. They just learn who you are. And when they need a truck, they are going to come to you because you're the one who's been in their world. So how in the world does all this work? I'm going to give you a quick overview. you have Facebook and Google. These are the two primary companies that you can do this with. There are some others, but these are the two I'm going to mainly focus on. So they have a little bit of code, which is just computer language for some things that you need to plug in to different places, right? So some people call it HTML. On Facebook, it's called the Facebook pixel and Facebook tracking code. And on Google, it's called tags. You're going to take this code and you're going to put it on your website. If you have any landing pages, you're going to put it there. There's a lot of different places that you can put this particular code, but that's going to track things and let you know who has visited. What you can do at this point is then you can tell these different platforms, hey, I want to target these particular people, and I want to put some more content in front of these specific folks. So you can even track people who hit a page that you have, but they did not buy your product. So you can send them new messages with a discount code or a video saying, hey, I saw that you were maybe interested in my product, but that you didn't purchase. What if I throw in this additional thing? Would that help you to go ahead and purchase the product? So you've got all these people here, and you can reappear in their world on all kinds of different social channels, Google, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all these different places you can pop up. So no matter where they're going, you can stay in front of them and help them. Again, when they see you reappearing, you become that expert who is in their world and they purchase from you. So let's talk about a few retargeting options that you have to choose from. You can reappear with more videos in front of people who have clicked on your website. They've maybe watched your videos, people who have engaged with your videos, maybe people who didn't complete checkout or buy your product, or maybe even played a YouTube video. You can reappear in front of all these types of folks. So what's the point? The point is that they are a warm audience and they know who you are when they see you again. And they are more likely to buy from you because they are, again, becoming familiar. They're learning who you are and you're starting to build that trust. So do a quick YouTube search for remarketing or retargeting. It's actually very easy to grab this code, especially on Facebook, and put it on your website in a couple of different places. But if you're not tech savvy, go ahead and get somebody who is, and they can actually plug that in for you. Remember, Lee is not tech support. I am not tech support. I'm just giving you a way that you can use remarketing to help reappear in front of your audience, and specifically because I'm a video person, I think you should do this with videos. You can reappear in front of them, stay relevant, and become that authority in their world. So again, I am not tech support for you, but I am simple video expert. I can help you with the video side of things. Again, get help if you're concerned, but again, it's not super difficult to plug these things in, and once you do that, you'll be good to go. So implement retargeting into your marketing strategy because your audience needs your help. They really do need what you're offering, but you've got to be found. If you need help with video that gets your audience to take action, then I'm your guy. I hope this was helpful. If you need help on the video side, phonevideomadesimple.com. You can learn more about how to pull the phone out of your pocket and engage with your audience and get them to purchase your product or service. And again, do a quick YouTube search for remarketing or retargeting, and you can learn more about how to plug all this in and become the expert in your industry.